We are back with a recap of the Blue Jackets losing in overtime to the New York Islanders by the score of 3-4 in Long Island. So let's get a recap. The first period I think was solid with the Jackets keeping high danger chances pretty low. The Islanders did get some momentum late in that period, but I mean honestly, that was about as good of a period as you could expect. Being on the road in that situation where you're having so many new defensemen called up, it was pretty low event. It was a pretty boring period, but that's exactly what the Jackets needed to come out and do. The second period had not so much, wasn't so much that way, but Brock Nelson, even in the first period, was already getting all over the place. In the second period, Emil Bemstrom draws a penalty early, and Sillinger scores his first goal on that power play on the net front. It was a greasy goal, kind of looking like a Boone Jenner power play goal from last year, and good for Cole Sillinger to get his first. Shortly after, though, Brock Nelson would capitalize on the momentum he was building in the first, and he would score his on a great deflection. It was just a good play. Corby didn't really have a shot on that one in the defense. The only thing that Jack Roslovic really could have done, maybe try to tie his stick up, but again, that's just a really great play by the Islanders and a great deflection by Brock Nelson. Again, Emil Bemstrom scoring on a forehand backhand off of a really nice play by Bean and Nyquist to set him up free to get him on a breakaway, and it was a really nice goal. It's again a forehand backhand. I think Sorokin was a net for the Islanders. He was just sent sprawling, and the Jackets up 2-1 in this game where. Again, they're missing half of their starting defensemen. If you include Emil Bemstrom, if you include Adam Boqvist in that equation, then they're missing 4 of their starting defensemen. So the fact that the Jackets are even in this position right now is great. Is shocking in the second period. The Jackets get a really nice penalty kill, but in the final minute of the second period, Brock Nelson scores again on another kind of rebound where Corby had a shot saved, and then Brock Nelson is there for the rebound, and not much of a chance there for him. And so the Jackets go into the third period tied with the Islanders 2-2, and the Islanders have been one of the best third period teams in the league. And that showed early where the Jackets were reeling. The New York Islanders found a different gear in the early third period, but they're not able to get a goal on it somehow. Korpisalo was solid all night. Again, the only goals that he allowed were pretty much prime chances, so I'm not really going to blame Corpia for anything about this loss. The Jackets get a power play that gets killed off, but Marcus Bjork scores a slap shot goal in his NHL debut for his first, obviously. Nice moment for him. He got the rookie lap, obviously, coming into the game. And, getting that goal is nice. Maybe he can become a pleasant surprise for the Blue Jackets, getting him, I think, from overseas in the offseason. So if he can continue the level of play he showed where he looked competent, and again, obviously scoring a goal is nice. If that can be the norm for Marcus Bjork, then maybe we found a diamond in the rough, kind of like Justin Danforth was last year and this year before he was unfortunately injured. But the Blue Jackets are unable to hold that lead as well. They get 3 different one-goal leads, and they can't hold any of them, as the Islanders capitalize on the momentum they were building earlier, and I believe Scott Mayfield got that goal to tie it up with about 7.5 minutes left. And the game does go into overtime, both teams getting some chances, although the Islanders definitely having more momentum in the third. The game goes into overtime. The Blue Jackets win the faceoff, but they have a lineup of 3 forwards. I believe it was Goudreau, Line and Jenner. They just had those 3 go out there. That line gave up the possession and gave up a rush. And Zach Parise, I think that's how you say it, buries a prime chance shot. Corpy didn't have much of a chance. I guess he could have made like an outstanding save, but I'm not going to put that on him for letting that one get past, especially if it was the back check that was pretty bad on the part of the Blue Jackets in overtime. And that was about 40 seconds in, so that overtime was pretty much over before it even began. So the Blue Jackets getting 3 goals from people who hadn't scored yet in Cole Sillinger, Emil Bemstrom, and Marcus Bjork. Emil Bemstrom and Marcus Bjork, it makes sense because they pretty much just got here. Emil Bemstrom, I think that was his second game of the season with the club, and Marcus Bjork making his NHL debut. So the Blue Jackets getting scores from those guys. Cole Sillinger, hopefully that goal gets him going. You can see he felt really, you can see that goal alleviated some of the pressure that he was putting on himself to get that first one. And really, that's all you need. So, you obviously want to win those, but with this situation, with the Jackets missing half their D-core, playing against a solid team in the Islanders who look to be rebounding, you would have liked to hold on to a lead and gotten one of those away, but I think you can, and it doesn't help with your current record, but I do think you can file this away as this team is in dire straits right now, and the fact that you got a point on your first game in this new terrible injury situation, I think that is huge. Would have been nice to get that second one, but you kind of can take what you can get when you're like this. And yeah, I think it was a decent showing from the Blue Jackets. And if they can build momentum off of that performance and gel and build some chemistry, then I think this injury-riddled Blue Jackets team might not play as terrible as you might think they would. So thank you all for watching. If you made it this far, please feel free to leave a like and a subscribe if you enjoyed the video and you'd like to see more like it. Let me know if you have something to say about this game down in the comments below. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you at the next one.